I'm using this box here to create a cake illusion. This is the simulated whipped cream. It's not done yet, but I pre-glued these little spoofs yesterday night, so just to make sure that they're gonna stick when I keep on working on this. It's gonna be a black forest cake, and I'm adding some more to this to have create the texture of whipped cream, using this little crafting cutlery, and I will simulate chocolate chunks by using this Fimo modeling clay. I'll have to oven bake it first, so this is the first thing I will do. Just open it and then leave it for 30 minutes. Bake it for 30 minutes. So put this aside and create a little pencil shaped stick. So I can use a sharpener in the end when it's hardened and create chocolate flakes. I guess this is enough. It doesn't have to look pretty. It's just being crumbled anyways in the end. I think I'll make a few little ones for next use. Black forest cake is my favorite ever since my childhood. We always had black forest cake for birthdays. No matter who had a birthday, we would have these, and it's had a great impact on my taste on cakes, and I'm really thankful to my dad for getting these every time, because this surely shaped my preference. If I hadn't known this cake, I wouldn't be loving it so much by now. So I think the sticks are ready to be oven hardened. This one's not too great. In case of doubt, I can still use this little knife. So I'm coming back. So now that I'm waiting for the hardening process to kick in, I'll keep going on with this one. Should first wet these little bumps because they've dried over the night. Using a little bit of water. Yeah, I always have hot water in the morning. It's the first thing I do when I wake up. I let the electric kettle run and then boil some water, put it in my mug and wait for it to cool down a little, maybe like 60 degrees. Anything that is drinkable but still hot enough. I would even say that it's the same temperature as I use for showering. Yeah, I'm somebody who showers pretty hot. I don't know why. You can't stop it. I even had a time where I made it to go below my usual temperature, but it's not the same thing. I don't really feel it. So I gotta wait for it to settle a little. A covered the box and the lid with this foam paper. It's some sort of gummy foam. These are some rests. Might use it for something else later. I'll just go in with some more whipped cream. It was really hard to find. They used to sell this product, I will call it silk clay, because I don't have a proper name for it until today. So they sold it in local stores about 2019 and 2020. Back then it was a little box, round box or cup with white, apparently created for the creation of a snowman, but as you can see it had different plans right from the start. Somehow by coincidence I noticed that I can make really nice impressions of whipped cream. You see it tears so smoothly. I have to say that this one, I have to admit that this one is a lot stickier than the ones I had back then. It's a different product, but it's good enough for this because, as I said earlier, I had a real hard time finding these, and yeah, so I'm glad I got something that can do the same, or that allows me to do the same stuff like as I used to back then in the day. It became a little obsession of mine because it's really fun to do. It's soothing and it helps me with cravings actually. So I was doing my A-level back then, and in between the learning, you know, it can be stressful, we all know that, and in between my learning sessions I would just get some silk clay and start modeling little cakes or milkshakes. It was really fun, so yeah. I'm almost done. So now that I've finished, it doesn't look so even, honestly, but I'm just trusting the process. So I will start sculpting the whipped cream now by using this. I will go over these maybe a second or third time because, as I said earlier, the consistency of this product is a little different from the one I used to have. Like a bit more sticky, so it's a bit harder to operate with, but it's not impossible. Just keep going until you're satisfied. I'm just hoping that it's gonna end up like halfway chef's kiss. Like something that you could show people. because anything else would be a bit embarrassing. Well, even though embarrassing is like the wrong word, because the focus is on having fun with it, doing something, you know, that keeps you a bit distracted, calms you, just having fun and creating something nice. I also love making real cakes, like real ones. The last one I made, or the last ones I had made were, of course, a black forest cake, even with the cherry brand, or how you call it. There's this certain kind of alcohol, also from Black Forest, cherry brandy or something. So you immerse the sponge. You make a chocolate sponge cake first. You can also buy them, but I made one back then, and when it's cooled off, you cut it into 3 or 4 layers, depending on how much you want, on how tall you want to build the cake, and then you immerse like the last layer with that cherry brandy, so it creates this delicious taste. It goes so well with chocolate, I swear, it's like my favorite. I did it on all sponge layers, to be honest. So you have the first layer, and you put whipped cream around it, and you fill it with cherries, preserved cherries, yeah, not cocktail cherries, like just the fruit that you can buy in a jar, yeah, in its own juice. And you need to top it off with another layer of sponge and whipped cream, and then you cover the entire cake with whipped cream, and you flavor that whipped cream with that cherry brandy as well. It's so delicious. And you sprinkle chocolate sprinkles on top, and then you make the decoration with whipped cream, such as this. Oh, see, I spoiled this one already. I have to be more careful. I'm not really concentrated, to be honest. Well, it still looks okay. So, it starts looking like something. Just hold my hand in the middle here to not destroy what I've already made. It looks a bit like roses. So this is how it looks now after creating it. You see here some imperfections. It's my first one, so I'll use it for myself. Want to see take a first glance at how it might look. This box. I hope it's close enough. Yeah. Already starts looking like something. So one of my favorite parts is coming. I have these cherries They look so delicious. I want to eat them, but it's fake. It's all fake. Ah, fake, fake, fake. So I feel a bit sorry about it because I'm gonna destroy the spoofs once I put these on. I'm not sure whether I want to do it right now or just wait for the chocolate to come. But on the other hand, I have to make sure that it is still moist because I have the impression that it dries pretty quickly because it starts getting a bit more elastic. A bit harder to sculpt. Well, I might go over a little bit more because I don't like this consistency. It's like cool. This is cool. It's perfect. Make it a bit more elaborate so it looks a bit more realistic. Yeah, this one's too flat. Whipped cream, yeah. I don't know, ever since I was a child I loved whipped cream, especially the one which is not sweetened. It's a fresh one, unsweetened. It's my favorite. Currently I eat not a lot of this because I'm trying to watch my figure. But when I do it, I devour it with all my spirits. You better believe that. Yeah. So. I think it's okay right now. So I also got myself some window color here to create a little bit more of an illusion of whipped cream and looking a bit wet and a bit runny, and also to secure the cherries on top. So I'm not sure whether I want to add some glue to it as well, but honestly I'm very impatient sometimes. Somehow I'm totally relaxed while I'm doing it, but also impatient. This is like a weird combo. But yeah, this is how I am, I guess. So the marriage is starting. I put this one on top. Oh yeah. Yeah, looks pretty well. You can go around this with that one later. Guess when I sprinkle the chocolate on top. I'm still waiting for it, by the way. I've still 10 minutes to go. So it will be done soon. It will be hard soon, so. What disturbs me a bit with these cherries is that this one here, it doesn't look so realistic. But it doesn't matter, we know it's not a real cake, so it's okay. The body is what counts, yeah. So yeah, the body is like super mesmerizing. I remember I ordered these back in summer, and I was not sure whether to take the real black ones or to take the ones who have like a little bit of a gradient color, means black and a little bit red, because I think they would have looked even more realistic, but this looks more pristine, like a confectioner, as if there was a confectioner who had chosen the best cherries, only the best for a cake. Yeah. So it starts looking like something. The funny thing is that I'm not even getting hungry. I'm just enjoying the process, despite being a little bit impatient. But I'm not getting hungry. This is how it should be. I wish I had a confectioner friend. Like, seriously. I would gift it to them. That's a nice present. So, last one. I will cover this glue leaks up with the window color later, so it's not big of a deal. Just push them a bit further. I'll try not to destroy the whipped cream. It's good that it hardens quite fast, so it stays in shape, even though I'd like to go over this part here a little bit more because it looks a bit too flat. So yeah, I think it's okay. I'll make it a bit more uneven because it looks too straight. I'm seriously considering removing these because they somehow annoy me. Maybe I'll leave it for another day when all of this, the glue has dried and everything, so I won't be pulling it off. Look here, there's a hole. Looks realistic. We can just pretend there was a worm in it. Little imperfections. It's all fine. It's all fine. It's all okay. So this thing have hardened a little bit. The stick's made of baking oven hardening clay. It's still not super hard, but yeah, hard enough to use a sharpener. So I'm using the sharpener now, trying to create. Doesn't look too good right now. No, it's too thick. This does not. It looks more like fusilli. We're not doing fusilli right now, so no. Not too big for here, so I'm gonna give it another try. Yeah, it's okay if it's a little bit brittle, because that way it looks more realistic. It's a bit of a bore right now. It's all part of the process. So this doesn't look good. No? It's not quite as I want it to be. Oh, man, sharpen on sticks. No sticks. To get it out of this because it's for my kayal usually. I'll just go in with my knife. This might get better. Looks better. Now that way I should have just made a block instead. You know, like something rectangular. So I could just rasp it. Of course, will not use my kitchen rasp. Then look at this bad quality. This is why you should buy quality at any cost. But I wanted something cheap because we're around Christmas right now, so we're spending enough money on stuff, on presents already, so just wanted to save on this one, and it does its work anyways. So little mishaps is what I buy with the cheap price, so it's okay, I won't be complaining. Well, I sprinkle it all over the table. I have to gather it a little. So that's a poor amount. Yeah, just keep going. So I got myself another sharpener, an old one from school days, and it works so much better. I think this one is really not built for it. I hope it still works for my Kayal. See that? Perfect. I will make as much as I can. Has to be a certain amount so it doesn't look too sparse. Because that wouldn't be it. No, really not. So I know I should have put it on a plate in the first step, but I didn't think about it. So I will try to transfer it now very carefully. As you see, it's very fragile, but I'm really satisfied with the way it turned out. It's, yeah, the way I pictured it yesterday. And I'm really glad about it. So I will transfer it to this plate here. Using this little sheet here. So, yeah, all fine. It's a bit sticky. I'll be glad it's not real chocolate because that would be a mess. Especially with the warm temperature inside. No, not recommendable. So, it's on here now. We're getting back to the cake. Yeah, I've been contemplating about whether I use glue or this. I will glue or this one. I will make a combination of both. Well, I'm starting with the window color. Hope it comes out. Shake it a little. So It's the first use, so I won't have troubles. We'll incorporate it in here. As I said, I wanted to create the illusion of real whipped cream, which might get a bit runny. Oh, it's a bit much now coming out. It's not a problem. I think it makes a bigger layer for the sprinkles to stick on. So this is what I'm gambling on. That's what I'm gambling on, kind of. I mean, it's not a problem that it's white, but it will take longer to dry, which shouldn't be a problem because I want it to dry correctly. It's white. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, why not? Create the illusion of whipped cream underneath. What could go wrong? Yeah, I love using, as you can see, I love using stuff off label or off topic, off label. It's more fun. So the layer is created. As you can see, oh, there's some spots that have to be covered. Well, it looks quite neat. Right here a little bit. It also helps me stick the whipped cream to the layer. Here a little bit. Yeah, it's a problem when it's all basically the same color. Of course, it's different shades, no, but still, you tend to oversee uncovered spots more easily. Oh, here's a bubble. We don't want this. Already looks delicious like that. Focus a little. Yeah. So now it's a marriage. Haha. Okay. I need to stop this evil laugh. It sounds weird. Incorporate it. Yeah. It won't all stick. Oh no, stick here. So it won't stick. Not everything is gonna stick to it, so I will maybe push it a little. Just carefully. And maybe, yeah, I think, yeah, let it dry that way. And tomorrow, anything that falls off easily will be glued to it again, but this time with this glue here, the clear one, so it doesn't look like too much of an interruption. But it's okay when you have a little bit of white spots in between, because it just looks like whipped cream, right? It's supposed to, so yeah. So it's okay, I'm trying not to be too harsh. on myself with this one. Yeah, has to look a little bit loose, but I don't want this box to create any sort of mess later when it's in use, so I have to be careful with the biro here because oh ja, Arme ist so gestresst. Stefanie. Yeah, here. I think it's okay by now. What falls off tomorrow will be put back on the plate and then either re-glued if it looks too sparse or just left as it is. So this is how it looks now. And take the box back. Let's see how it looks in total. The focus camera. Kind of like this. Yeah. So for rest, I'm just putting on some more window color on the sides of the cherries, not only to glue it better, but also to make it look like, you know, to hide the glues, to hide the clear glue in between and to make it look a bit more realistic. So I'll focus on the glue spots at first, like this one here. Hope it's not too close. Yeah. Now I have to be careful that it doesn't come out too much. I like how, I don't know if I can show this. I like how it looks like the color is running out a little bit, the color of the cherry, because it makes it look like the juice getting into the whipped cream. So I have to be careful with this one because I want this effect to be visible. So we'll just go in with window color here, but just enough to keep the rest visible. I guess it's the material, because glues have like ingredients that make other materials melt a little bit, so it looks like the cherries are basically melting into the whipped cream, and it's a beautiful illusion. So I'll go here. Make it look a bit more wet.
da. Ein bisschen hier. Oh, here. I don't know if I missed something, but I think it's okay for now. I can still go over this and do some more corrections later on. But I think for the first part, that's okay. So, for a record, I'll show you how it looks when it's dried up, perhaps. Or maybe I should cover this one too. I'll do it later on. I'm gonna just leave it to dry. And for comparison, here's a real specimen. It's my birthday. Oh, okay, you can't see it very well. Well, we compare it anyways. No, that's a pity. Okay, we just stick to the picture instead. So the real thing versus the crafting. I'll have this later. It's my favorite. I'm gonna have this later on. I'm going to my dad's today. I turned 32, so it's frozen, and I will leave it outside a while until this afternoon. Okay, until this afternoon. So until I'm heading to his home, and we'll enjoy it together. Yeah, it's almost Christmas, so it's a time of big meals and gatherings, and yeah. So here we go. Thank you for watching. I'll put it on here and let it dry for tomorrow. Haha. I'm glad. I wish you all a Merry Christmas and a good New Year. Stay curious and creative.